Hello, my name is Matt Steigerwalt. I am a sales professional in the Philadelphia metro area for ARDEX Americas. Here today with Woody Campbell, who is also a sales professional in the Philadelphia metro area. Woody, say hi.
Hello, everybody.
We are actually practicing our social distancing. Today is Monday, April 6th. It is 12:07 in the afternoon. The reason I mention the time is it's going to play part into our demonstration that we're actually doing today. Unfortunately, right now, this is a challenging time for us in the U.S. As a matter of fact, all over the world with the coronavirus going on. So we just wish the best for you, your families, fellow employees, that everybody stays safe and healthy. A lot of jobs have been pushed back right now. So, everybody's been out of work a couple of weeks as of now. So our job sites have been shut down and jobs have just been pushed off into the future. With that being said, a lot of people are working from home. There's a lot of virtual learning going on now, some demonstrations. Hopefully we get things opened up relatively soon so we can all get back to work. The demonstration we thought we'd do for you today is one of our fast tracks installations, which we think will be very important in the future because the job sites being shut down and things are going to be in a rush to get jobs going again, and we want to have jobs done correctly. We just don't want to rush through the jobs. So today we're going to use two of our ARDEX products and one Henry. One of our Henry adhesives. ARDEX does own Henry adhesives, so it's part of the ARDEX family. We have a P4 primer, which is a fast track primer. We have our newest release that was just released the week of March 23rd, just a couple weeks ago. It's ARDEX's newest product. It's our K40 Rapid. It's a self-leveling underlayment. And we're going to use our 647 Plum Pro to actually glue down LVP today. We're going to install some luxury vinyl plank. So normally what happens is you would prime your floor, pour your self-leveling, hopefully you're back in the next day to start the process of installing your floor. Most times you got to let that dry overnight before you get back in there and start installing. We're going to show you something today that will take 3 hours to approximately start installing from start to finish. So we're going to install the P4. That's going to take roughly a half hour to dry. We're going to come in, pour our K40. We're going to pour about a 1/4 inch of that today. That's approximately going to take about two hours to dry. Then we're going to come in with our Henry 647 Plum Pro. We're going to roll that on. That'll flash off in about 5 to 10 minutes and we can start setting LVP with it. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. We'll show you the process. Okay, welcome back. What we're going to do first is apply our primer. This is the P4 primer that I mentioned earlier. It has a quick drying time, so it's going to dry approximately in 30 minutes. Over most substrates. It depends on the temperature in the room and stuff. If you got a controlled atmosphere, it's going to dry a little bit quicker and properly. So just figure on about 30 minutes for it in most installation circumstances. It's got a great tenacious bond, has a textured finish to it, so it's a real good product. Once it's down, it really likes to hold the underlayment down in place. As you can see in my paint pan here, we're actually going to roll it on. It's a white in color, so you'll be able to identify what parts of the floor you actually installed it on, so you're not missing any spots. And it can be used in interior and exterior situations as well. Important thing to remember too is with each of our self-levelers and primers, there's different processes for priming for different substrates and different self-leveling under different self-levelers as well. So you want to make sure you're using the right primer with the right self-leveler. That's where our tech data sheets come in important, so I'll explain a little bit more to you later about that, where you can find those. But just, again, make sure you're using the right primer with the right self-underlayment and right on the right substrate. Okay, so all we're going to do, we're going to put on a 3/8 snap paint roller. You can usually dump it out from your bucket, right onto the substrate, but we're going to keep things a little bit neater here today, since we're working indoors here. And you just want to kind of roll it on. Roll it right onto the substrate. Make sure you're covering everything with it. And as always, with all of our self-underlayments, before you're primed, you want to make sure you have a clean, sound, and solid substrate. So you don't want any dirt, anything that's going to act as a bond breaker on it. And we're going to roll right over it. Okay, it's going to absorb right into the substrate. We're back. P4 primer has dried. It took about 35 minutes to dry in the garage conditions today that we're in. Great fast track primer. Goes over most porous and non-porous surfaces. P4 primer, good primer. Next thing we're going to talk about is ARDEX K40 Rapid, but before I do that, I just wanted to mention our System 1 warranty. Since we're using a series of ARDEX and Henry products today, the install would qualify for a System 1 warranty, which is the most comprehensive full replacement warranty in the flooring industry. So feel free to learn more about that on our website at ardexamericas.com. Now for the K40 Rapid. It can be installed over concrete, terrazzo, ceramic, quarry tile, and epoxy coating systems, and non-water soluble adhesive residue over concrete. Of course, all those substrates must be properly prepared. It dries in about under a half inch. It'll dry in approximately 2 hours. Over a half inch, dry approximately 2 to 4 hours. So in 2 hours, you can install LVP, LVT, carpet tile, and most other floor coverings. It has a great compressor strength when it's dry, 8,000 psi when it's dry, and flexural, that's at 28 days, and the flexural strength is 2,000 psi at 28 days. It also has 2 water ratios when you mix it. You can do a 6 quart, which we're going to be using today for a faster dry time, or 6.5 quart for a high flow. But working with the product a couple days ago, I tried a bag myself at home. It even flows really good with the 6 quarts. I mean, it's a really nice product to work with. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to make my 6 quarts, put in my ARDEX mixing barrel, get it mixed up, then you'll watch us apply it to the floor. So we're just finished up mixing here. Just clean off my paddle and some clean water so we get more use out of it. I want all the self-leveler to dry on it. So we mixed it for 2 minutes, the K40. So I'm going to bring it over to our substrate and pour it on. As you can see, I got athletic cleats on. They're non-metallic, so rubber sole on it. Recommend using those. Everything poured out here. Like I said, you got about 10 minutes to work with this to get it all in place. The impressive part is, in 60 to 90 minutes, it'll be a walkable surface. We're just going to move the gauge rake, get all of our placement of our material. Move it around the way it's got to be. You want to keep that gauge rake level so you get a consistent spread with it. So kind of keep your arms locked, hold into place to where you need it. Out of the K40, you're going to get roughly 56 square feet to an inch. Next tool is we're going to bring our smoother. That's going to smooth everything out. That's where the cleats come in handy. So I can actually get in it and walk on it. So using a smoother, we're going to smooth it out and break that surface tension on it so it allows it to flow freely. We'll pull it all the way over, get everything covered. And we're good. Nice flat surface we achieved here. Again, about 60 to 90 minutes, we'll be able to get on this and start walking on it. It should be dry because we're under that half inch. It should be workable with the LVT in about 2 hours. Clean that up a little bit. Spot there. And we're all good. Again, any spots you see, if you come back and look at it, you can get back on with the smoother. Have it smoothed all out. Alright, so we'll be back in about 2 hours. This should be dry. So we'll check in with you in a minute or two. Thanks. Welcome back. It's approximately 2 hours later. Our K40 Rapid is now dry. The newest product in the line of ARDEX products was launched about 2 weeks ago. We poured it at a 1/4 inch here, dry in 2 hours, ready for our LVP. Also new product on the market. The next product in line is our Henry 647 Plum Pro adhesive that we're going to glue down the LVP with. It's pressure sensitive glue, has outstanding coverage, about 300 to 400 square feet per gallon. So in a 4-gallon bucket, you're getting between 12 and 1600 square feet, depending on substrate. It goes up to 99 RH. It's a fast track adhesive. So once we roll it in, you got about 5 to 7 minutes before it flashes off and you can start laying floor covering on it. And the best part about it is behind you can have immediate foot traffic on it. So it really speeds up the process. So we're going to apply that now to the K40 Rapid. If you haven't noticed during this video, I have not been on my knees yet to apply any of these products at all. So everything's been a roll-on. It's been keeping me off my knees, which is helping my back and my knees, of course. So we're going to put on the 3/8 snap roller, roll it on the substrate. The thinner the better you want to go with this. Again, you can see kind of like the primer, how the primer is white. This has a plum purple color, so you can see that you're covering the whole substrate with it. So you can really stretch it out. Just make sure you're getting everything covered with it. As you pull it away, it really gets good coverage with it. So once again, this will be dry in about 5 to 7 minutes. So once it's dry, we'll be back and we'll show you set a couple of LVP planks. We'll go back to our timer and see where we're at with time today. And just a few ending comments on everything that we did today. Alright, so we're back. Glue's ready to set for installing the LVP. It's been about 7 to 8 minutes since our last cut the tape there. So we're ready to set it. Notice it's the first time I'm on my knees in this whole process during this installation. Set the primer, we're using a roller. When we did our self-leveling underlayment, we used a rake and the smoother to finish that out. We rolled on the Plum Pro, and now we're ready to set some LVP. I'm just going to set a couple pieces just to show you with the product, how it's set and ready to go. Put it in place, a little bit of pressure, there's no movement in it at all. So we're pretty much set. It's a great product to go on with. That's only been 7 or 8 minutes the glue's been sitting there. Couple other pieces, put them in. So you get the idea. We're in there. Set, ready to go. We continue working. As soon as we get through this way, next worker can helper can come behind you, set your cove base, or your quarter round, whatever you're doing to finish off the floor, immediate foot traffic, get your furniture back in. That's our fast track insulation. So right now it is 4:01. So we started this at 12:07. So we were over the 3-hour mark, but we stopped. We were showing you guys, we were explaining things, the product. So in a typical install, you can do this in 3 hours. You know, we didn't have the best install conditions here. We're working in the garage today, so the temperature wasn't the best. It's about 60 degrees outside, so probably a little bit colder in the garage. So we did that, though, still under 4 hours. So it's not out of the ballpark to say this can be done in 3 hours. Just in finishing, I want to thank everybody for watching the video today. A couple things I want to show you. If you go, we have an ARDEX America's app. So this is great. So you can actually, a little bit closer, go to your app store. You can actually download that. Great thing. So talking about technical data sheets. So our technical data sheets are here. So you can pull up a product. You know what primer to use. Go with the products that you're sure on everything that you're using. Make sure you have the right products you're using. If you still don't know exactly what you're doing and what products to use, feel free to contact Woody or myself or even our technical department. We'll get the right answer for you. If you're not in our Philadelphia metro area, feel free to reach out to your local sales representative. If you're not sure who that is, you can always reach out to our corporate office. They'll get you in touch with the right people. Okay? So we appreciate your time today. Everybody stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you out in the field very soon. Thank you.